Welcome all. My name is Rob Luce, and along with Mr. Malden and Mr. Nowak, who is our student teacher, we have the pleasure of working with 7th grade band, 8th grade band every day. Bonus part about this concert is we also have the jazz band, so you will get to see Mr. Siebert as well, because Mr. Siebert does the 7th grade jazz band, and Mr. Malden does the 8th grade jazz band. So you get 4 performance groups today, which is awesome, okay? Yeah. We've talked to the kids, because our last concert was the first time that there's ever been multiple grades in a concert in the indoor setting. So we talked to them because there was a little bit of talking and a little bit of behaviors. The concert etiquette wasn't quite as well, I would have expected, but then I remembered and was reminded by Mr. Malden that they had never done it before. So they're going to be much better at this. And they have the added kind of, I don't know if it's a benefit or a curse, that they're going to have to be an audience while the 7th grade jazz band plays. So we talked about that, about what our expectations are and what they're supposed to do. So just a quick reminder for you all. Your cell phones are already silenced or off, okay? If you have an emergency, you can quietly exit, but we ask that you wait until there's applause to move in and out of the room, just as a courtesy to those other people that are watching the performance. Those are the biggest two. And just remember to not don't draw attention to yourself. The idea is to have all our attention on the 2 stages, okay? Those are the big ones. Yeah, everything else. The other thing is when to applaud. So with concert bands, when the conductor's arms come down, that's when you applaud. It's different with jazz, and we'll talk about that. I'll let Mr. Siebert talk about that when it comes down time for jazz things, because I want to get playing. So this is the 7th grade concert band. We have 4 wonderful tunes for you, and the first tune we have is it's a march, but it's kind of not a march, but it works as a march. It's a march in a different style, a non-Western music march. So this is called Aztec Gold, and I think the kids really enjoy playing it. So here is the 7th grade band. Thank you. Next, I would like to welcome up to stage our student teacher, Mr. Matthew Nowak, who is with us from Kent State University. And he's jumped right in and been with us for the first month. And yeah, so here's his first concert. So please welcome to the stage, Mr. Matthew Nowak.
Hi everybody, my name is Matt Nowak. I'm privileged to be working with these wonderful students. I'm from Kent State University, finishing out my student teaching to get my licensure to be able to teach in the music ed department. I've been very happy to work with these students just as much as I've been able to learn from what they've been doing. So it's been a really good time to work with them. The piece that we're doing is going to be a more slow, relaxed piece where words end. Thinking about letting the music speak for itself. Don't let any words or don't let any distractions interfere with what we're working on. So here's with Where Words End.
My name is Mark Malden. I'm also one of the directors at the middle school, and I'm the high school head band director. So we have the distinct privilege and honor to teach these kids from, Mr. Luce and I, from 7th grade to 12th grade. We developed quite a relationship with these students musically, and it's really great to see them grow. One of the things that Mr. Luce alluded to was the fact that students, they have two tasks: to play good music for you and entertain you, and to also be good listeners. And so one of our standards from the Ohio Department of Education, we have music standards, and one of the standards that we think is one of the most important is to be able to sit and listen to live music. It's showing concert etiquette and being able to evaluate what they're listening to. So the opportunity for them to sit and listen to the 7th graders, and then for the 7th graders to sit and listen to the 8th graders, is something that we not only are proud of, but we're also encouraged to do by the Department of Education, the Ohio Department of Education. So we love to do that, and we give them an opportunity, and we give you an opportunity to be able to sit and enjoy good music too. Now when the jazz bands start playing, you'll have the opportunity to turn loose a little bit, right? So that'll be in the middle, and you can applaud for solos and say, yeah, that's my baby, and all of that stuff, that's okay, all right? But for this part, easy now, okay? So next up is a piece entitled Drive by Greg Fiaris. Drive, you'll enjoy this. I forgot to do something at the end of that. I told him I would forget. I thought I wrote it down, but I don't see it on this. Somebody switched my music on me. Oh well. It was still great. Didn't you like that? That was fun. Okay. And now, Mr. Luce, here. I thought you were coming from that side. Where'd you come from that side?
Awesome. We've got one more for you in this setting, and then we'll make that transition into jazz band. This next song it hasn't been done in quite a while in Solon. My mentor, Mr. Adam Shongris, was the last one to do this, and I looked in his notes and everything. It hasn't been done since, 2001? Yeah, so it's a year I was hired here, which is really cool. But I found this piece, and I'm like, oh, this kind of looks challenging. It's got syncopation, which we had just started working on. I had mentioned at the last concert that we were working on syncopation and eighth rests and single eighth notes, and this is loaded full of them, and kids are doing awesome. And added bonus of they're exploring with different like sonorities, so it's not just major. There's some really cool crunchy chords in here, and this is an awesome piece. And when we sight read it, and like the first week, I'm like, ooh, did I kind of like, was it too hard? But man, they just dove right in, and it sounds awesome. I'm so proud of their work and what they've done with this. So, we are actually featuring, there are a few soloists in this. There's little parts. So this is an advanced song for 7th grade, but it's okay, they've got this. So this is Wind Songs by Ohio's own David Schaefer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Trent Siebert. Glad you're with us here tonight. Behind me is the 7th grade jazz band. So, yeah, give it up. Yeah. This is jazz. So, as Mr. Luce mentioned before, or Mr. Mullen, I don't remember who said it, but for jazz band, audience participation, as in clapping, is encouraged. You hear something you like, go ahead, clap. Go ahead, woo. Let them know you love them. All right? Just like that. So, we got 2 tunes for you tonight. We're going to start with a jazz standard, a 12-bar blues standard by the title Sea Jam Blues, originally written by Duke Ellington, made famous by a lot of jazz musicians. My personal favorite, the Oscar Peterson Trio, if you need something to listen to later. But right now we got the 7th grade jazz band giving you Sea Jam Blues. All right, so for our second tune this evening, we're going to switch styles to Afro-Cuban with a chart made famous by Dizzy Gillespie titled Manteca. So in jazz band, we play a lot of different styles. We're just giving you a taste of what we've been working on tonight. If you like what you're hearing so far, and with what the 8th grade's got in store for you, on March 6th is the SMP fundraiser here at Solon High School titled Jazz Fest, where 7th grade jazz band plays, 8th grade jazz band plays, and both of the high school jazz ensembles play as well. It's a really fun night. You hear lots of cool music, so if you like what you hear, join us then. We'll have some soloists on Manteca as well. Give them some love as you hear them, and let's get to it.
I love the picture there, Mr. Nowak. So what's better than jazz is more jazz, I guess. Once again, here's the 8th grade jazz band. And the first thing we're going to play, it seems like we have a little theme here, is called Birdhouse Blues. It's going to feature Ellie Klein on piano like you wouldn't believe. Yes. And also Greg Zhu on the tenor saxophone. Like we got to feature him a couple of times. So let's get started with Birdhouse Blues. Greg Zoo on the tenor saxophone. He's not paying attention. Ellie Klein on the piano. How about that? And our guest from 8th grade choir, Amelie on the drums. I didn't even know. Amelie, nice to meet you. So moving right along, we're going to feature Greg Zoo on a piece. It's really nice, like a nice bossa nova, Latin. So like Mr. Siebert said, we like to explore different styles because as professional musicians ourselves, when we play jazz, it's just not swing or bebop or big band. There's a lot of different styles that we explore. That we play. So next up, we have our Latin tune. It's nice and slow, mellow. It's going to feature the sweet stylings of Greg Zoo on the tenor saxophone. It's called If I Could Fly. I would use a paraglider, apparently. Ultralight, and fly with geese. Gregory Zoo on the tenor saxophone. So there's a whole series of pieces by Mike Steinell about Bubbard. Bubbard goes retro, Bubbard falls in love, Bubbard, I can't remember the other ones, but there's like 5 or 6 of them, and we've created a character, and Bubbard apparently is a bird because we're doing all these fly themes. So Bubbard is a bird, and he's gonna go retro, take it back into the 60s. This is gonna feature, oh boy, I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you that this boy is only like 13. And he plays like somebody who's my age, 27. That's the Aiden Cohen and the 8th grade jazz band. Thank you. So a quick transition, and then we'll get to the 8th grade band. So, you guys know what to do?
All right, so this is the 8th grade concert band, and we've got 4 nice and very a variety of things for you to hear. We're going to start with a march because I love myself a march, and this one's really cool. A lot of chromaticism, a lot of syncopation, and when they play it right, you're going to hear a lot of staccato with space, which is kind of cool, but also difficult for young bands to play with space. But if they're doing it right, which they will, you're gonna hear space. You'll know what I mean when we play it. Here's Showstopper. Little technical difficulties. Hey, by the way, did you all know that because your child is a member of a musical organization in the Solon schools, that you are all actual members of the Solon Music Parents? Yeah? Cool. We have meetings once a month, and if you've ever bought concessions at a football game or a soccer game or any of the outdoor events, thank you, because you contributed to Solon Music Parents. We are always looking for hands to help, okay? It's one of those things where we don't ask for money. We ask for help. Think about all the adults in this room. Like, everyone volunteers for one thing over the course of the year, and everything gets done. Many hands makes light work. Are we ready? Good. All right, commercial over. But check out solonmusicparents.org. It's a really cool thing, and yeah, you can make a new friend. And yeah, anyway, all right, here's Showstopper. Awesome. So I bring back on stage Mr. Malden, and he's got 2 in a row for you. Cool. Very different. Very awesome. So here's Mr. Malden.
So one of the things that we that we like to emphasize. I mean, we can play loud and fast and high. So with the 7th grade, they have the word Words End, which is nice and slow and beautiful. We like to have teenagers, young teenagers, be able to play music slowly and beautifully, because what is music is the sound of emotion. So we do experience those slow and beautiful moments at times in our lives. So this is Song for Tara, one of those moments. So the composer of this next piece, it's a great locomotive chase. It's something that happened during the Civil War. There are 3 or 4 or 5 pages. Look at all these paragraphs. I've never seen that musical score before. So I'm not going to read all that to you. You can look it up about the great locomotive chase. It sounds really cool. It sounds like a train chase. So with sound effects and really cool stuff in the flutes and the trombones and percussion, they're getting ready back there. It's a really great piece by Robert W. Smith, and we like to dedicate this to his memory. He's a composer that we love. We call him Bobby because we buy so much of his music that we figure that we were on first name terms with him. Excuse me, did I say that right? Yes. And we gave him a nickname, Bobby. But unfortunately, within the last 6 months, he passed away. It was a sudden and unexpected death, and we like to put something of his on every one of our concerts this year in his honor. So this is our effort in his name, the Great Locomotive Chase. Hope you enjoy it. That was fun. Those are our soloists. And now, Mr. Matt Nowak from Kent State University. Soloist, sit down.
All right, hello again. So, to end our concert, we're going to end with a very big, fast, nice, warming piece, Choose Joy. So, we gave a little bit of background to the students, but making sure everyone knows about this. So, Randall Standridge wrote this piece about a high school student and their family dealing with a very serious illness, cancer. But the one thing that they always kept in mind was to never let the negative thoughts bog them down. Their motto was choose joy. So, no matter what happens in life, no matter what's going on, you can always think that positive moments will make a bigger impact. So, with our students, making sure that no matter what happens, they're always thinking about the positive, uplifting, fast-thinking thoughts, right? This piece also features a little bit of Symphony Number 9. It's going to be Ode to Joy. You'll hear that in our low brass section, featured towards the end. It also appears in the chimes a lot. So hope you enjoy. Choose joy. Thank you for coming.
I would be remiss if I did not thank a few people. So, Mr. Joe Ferenci, who is the auditorium manager, runs the lights and the sound for us, and gets everything on Solon Education TV. So, thank you, Mr. Ferenci. It looks great as always. All the setup, all the lights, amazing. All the student workers who are running the cameras, the cameras and everything that you see, when you see it on SETV, that's done by students. So thank you for the students. I can't see who you are behind the cameras, but thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Campbell and Mrs. Chen, who are fantastically supportive administrators. And thank you for the administrators. Thank you very much, and our Board of Education. And lastly, thanks to you all for being able to bring your students here and have your students participate in music. It makes them smarter. Some of you might be waiting for that to happen, but it's gonna happen. No, I'm joking. Yes, these students are very, very intelligent. I mean, we are lucky to be working with them, musically and otherwise. So thank you very much for your students and your time and your efforts and getting them here too. So, once again, here's Choose Joy. Mr. Nowak, take it. Safe travels, you guys. Good night. We'll see you on March 6th for the Jazz fundraiser. Thank you.